up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to play this beautiful chord progression on the guitar. Now we have been experimenting a lot with chords and chord progressions in many different keys, and the goal for this particular lesson is to keep things really simple. Now when it comes to playing the guitar as any other instrument, you would realize that there are a lot of different levels. Now the easy level doesn't necessarily have to be basic. In fact, in this chord progression I'm going to show you how to play chords as well as extended chords as well as a very simple melody within the chords. Now for this lesson I'm going to be using an electric guitar, but you can also use an acoustic guitar or a classical guitar, and I'm going to show you how to play these chords and the melody with the guitar pick as well as with finger picking technique. You can get the tab if you need it. Check my Patreon page and support this channel. By becoming a patron, you really become part of this awesome family. So thank you so much to all the people who support me on my Patreon page. You are awesome. Now let's get started. The chord progression is very simple. I'm playing a G major chord, an E minor chord, a C major chord, and a D major chord. But we're going to be playing the chord progression like this. Now just for your reference, I am simulating a Fender amp on my pedal board, and I'm also adding a lot of reverb and delay. Now the first chord is the G chord. We're only going to play the low E string fret 3 and the B string fret number 3, and we're going to pick 6, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 3, 2, 3, and 4. Now it's a pattern in 6, so you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Now you can also use the finger picking technique, and with this particular pattern in 6, I like to use thumb, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, 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 index, middle, index, thumb. Now the second chord we're going to play is the E minor 7. So low E string open, the D string fret 2, G string open, and the B string fret number 3. Same finger picking pattern, or same picking pattern. The third chord is a beautiful C add 9 chord. So we're going to slide all the way up to the fret number 8 and play 8 on the low E string and 8 on the B string. Same picking pattern. 6, 4, 3, 2, 3, and 4. And the last chord is going to be played with the same shape, just 2 frets up, and play 10, open, open, and 10. And we're going to finish with the A string fret number 9, which is the major third of this chord, the D chord, and it's just a beautiful resolution. So for the first section we are playing a G major chord, an E minor 7, a C add 9, and just a D major chord, D add 11, because we're playing the G string open. Now you want to familiarize yourself with the chords and then move on to the next section when you feel ready. Now we can also add a melody to the chords, and we're going to try to keep it very simple. So we're going to play the melody like this. We're going to keep it really simple though, as the melody is just 3 notes, and we're going to add these 3 notes at the end of the second round. So we're going to play the same G chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then the second round, 1, 2, 3, and then the melody. Now the melody is on the B string fret number 3, 5, and 7. And because the tempo is really slow, we can actually use the same finger. Now I also pick the string with the middle finger. I like the tone more than when I pick it with the guitar pick, so I just use the middle finger. Now the second chord is going to be a different E minor. It's this one. So I'm playing the low E string open and the D string fret number 9 and the B string fret number 8. It's just a basic E minor chord, and I'm picking 6, 4, 3, 2, 3, and 4, and then half of the arpeggio, 6, 4, and 3, and then the melody on the B string fret number 8, 7, and the G string fret number 9. Then we have the C add 9 chord. And the melody is on the B string fret number 8, 10, 12, and we go now to the D chord, the D add 11 chord. We do one arpeggio, and then we stop on the bass note. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and the melody. And you want to make sure that you kind of pause the chord here and you just focus on the melody. So you want to mute all the strings. And you play B string fret number 10, 12, and 13. And then we move on to the next section, which has less notes, different vibe. And we're going to play it like this. Now, I really love this chord progression. It's just so beautiful, and it's just 2 notes per chord. So we play the melody, and then we have the E minor chord on the B string fret number 12 and the low E string. Then we slide back to fret number 8. The C major chord. So you have 8 and 8, and then the G string, fret number 7. And then we slide back the same position here, all the way down to the G chord. So it's the same thing right here. So it's 3, 2, and 3. We play 6 and 2, the third string, and then the G string open. And then we have a passing chord, which is the D over F sharp. So we're playing the A string fret number 9 and the B string fret number 10 together, the E string fret number 7, and the N8. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then we go again with the E minor. And the C. And now the D. So 10 and 10. The G string open. And the A string, fret number 9. And you let it ring out beautifully. So as you can see, guys, the second section doesn't necessarily have to be always played with more notes or with more rhythm. We can actually slow down and play these beautiful chords with this very simple melody and focus more on the tone and all these beautiful effects, such as the reverb and the delay. Now, once we're done with the section, we're gonna go back to the G. And if I can hold the pick, yeah. So guys, a beautiful chord progression. You can play it on acoustic guitar, on electric guitar, on classical guitar, who cares? It's just a beautiful chord progression that you can practice and then eventually just come up with your ideas, come up with your chord progressions using this example. I hope you find this lesson helpful, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.